My problem of practice has stayed the same since the beginning of the class so far. I have got a lot of good feedback from peers on maybe some reasonings why student and parent engagement from elementary school versus middle school and high school dwindles. Some things that I hadn't thought about before that I definitely want to look into and get some surveys and feedback from educators and parents of why the downfall might happen. One of the really good points that I took away from the feedback in this course is that in early education, when we have those quote unquote helicopter parents that are always coming in and being overly involved, it was mentioned, and I've seen it myself, of educators and administrators saying, like, maybe not be so involved, maybe not be so overly involved. And does that statistically create a barrier between school and families? And is that maybe a reason why families are no longer engaged? I am not convinced that it is educators at all that is the problem, but it's definitely something to look into. I don't think that it's just families. I don't think that it's just schools. I think that this is just a general concern. And how do we fix it? And how do we help educate parents to know that middle school and high school is just as important as elementary school in getting their kids to engage and have goals and dreams for the future? I think it's a really good topic. I've heard some great feedback around it. It still really interests me. I think that parent engagement is so important and student engagement is so important. And why are we running into this huge gap between elementary school, middle school, and high school? And I don't think that this research will solve the world's problems, but I think that it's a step in the right direction to understand and hopefully be able to determine why those gaps are there, especially in this area, and how can we help. So I'm going to stick with that problem of practice for now. That may change in a couple of years, but it is definitely interesting. A podcast that I have been listening to every day on the way to work is about generational cycles and how to break those, and that could play into this as well. I hadn't really thought about that, but just seeing where this comes from. Is it a deep-rooted problem? Is it a systemic issue?